Hello, guys. Welcome back. So, careful what you pray for because it may come to you very fast. I asked Satan last night. I believe I asked him to give me a sign everything was going to work out and everything was going to be okay. And all hell broke loose in the house. I heard this sound in my bathroom. I go in my bathroom and somehow the light cord for the rose lights I have in the window had fallen off of the little chandelier off and hang it on. And I thought, well, that's happened before, okay. Vibrations, whatever. And then I heard this sound that sounded like something fell on one of the registers, and I'm running around, I'm looking at all my registers and I can't find it. And the thing is, I haven't gotten, and we're going to use my life as an example because it's not fair to pick on other people, I haven't got my furnace inspected in years. And over the last winter or so, I will occasionally get these weird phantom smells. I've had people come out and they've looked at it and they said it's fine. But I called this guy and I said, look, I can't remember the last time I've had you out, but on and off again, I don't know if I'm smelling kerosene from the neighbors or what, but could you please come out? And we've had a major snowstorm, don't forget, but I even called him back and said, I just realized you can't park in my driveway. He said, it's okay. I will get to you. It's important to get this stuff checked out and get your furnace inspected. And I'd asked him how much to inspect the furnace. He told me, and I'm like, oh, that's not as bad as I thought. And that explains why I haven't gotten able to order pizza, because there goes the pizza money for the month. And, in a childlike faith, whoever we're working with, and this isn't just for the Christians, bad stuff's going to happen, or bad stuff's going to happen. You don't have to live in perpetual terror, but challenges are going to come in life. Let's put it that way. And you just have a faith you'll make it through. No matter how many times you fall down, even if you lose your faith 100 times, whether you're working with Loki, Satan, or you're going back to Team Jesus, you realize you can pick yourself up again and find your faith again. And that's okay. A childlike faith is you can fall down 1,000 times and you can get scared and freaked out because where's the money going to come for this and where's the money going to come for that? It's okay. And then you fall back into your faith in your gods, whoever you're working with, say Loki, and you say, I don't know how this is going to happen, but you got to make it happen. And you have faith, okay? And you stop worrying about it. You like we did in the meditation with Sagan, you stop holding on to the cookies and expecting them to bake in the oven at the same time. You have to let go of the cookies and put them in the oven to let them bake. You can't just keep holding on to them, right? And so too, with faith, we sometimes have to let things go. Now, a childish response for me to have, and the childish response we all have as adults sometimes, is I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to deal with this. You deal with it. You fix it magically. We usually know that doesn't happen. It's not that miracles can't happen in extreme circumstances, but we usually know that things follow the natural law, especially if you're working with, say, Satan or, Lucifer or Loki or someone. Natural law still applies, and we are surrounded by examples of childish faith everywhere. There's the prosperity gospel, there's like a lot of the new age woo, and it's unreasonable because it says that if you figure out the right magic words or the right amount of money to give to X, Y, or Z deity, that nothing bad's ever going to happen in your life. And then it happens and they don't have an answer for it, and they're kicking on the floor and they're screaming and they're having a toddler tantrum, and their guru is coming over and going, well, you didn't give enough money, or you didn't believe hard enough, or you thought bad thoughts, and that's a very childish faith. A very childish faith, and we all do it. We all do it as adults because we never really grow up. You just grow older. Is to fall on the floor sometimes and scream and cry and say life's not fair. It isn't fair. And sometimes you do, maybe not literally, but you feel like falling on the floor and screaming and crying and banging your fist and your legs and everything like a little kid because, life can be, challenging at times. But, that's a childish response. And we're allowed to have a childish response, to be clear, from time to time. It's nothing bad. It happens to the best of us. The thing is to get up after a childish tantrum, to realize we threw a childish tantrum and go, damn, I've never grown up, have I? And go to the childlike faith. That doesn't mean, childlike faith is always easy. You're still going to be scared at times. You're still going to face challenges. You're still going to think, "Oh, I thought if only I believed." I can't tell you how many pagan articles I've read. That's just like Christian articles. That if only you find the right God and you say the right words and you set up the right altar, nothing bad will ever happen in your life. And then what happens? Challenges come, right? People get sick, we lose loved ones, we lose jobs, we lose homes. And then we blame ourselves because we never found the right God and the right magic words. But that's a very childish belief, and it's not entirely our fault because a lot of us were sold very childish spirituality, either when we came into paganism or growing up. We were sold, instead of childlike faith, we were sold childish faith of, as long as you give the money, enough money to the church, nothing bad will happen. We know that's not true. As long as you do this X, Y, or Z, God will never let tragedy come into your life. And we know that's not true. And we have the same, stumbling blocks in paganism. If you buy this fancy statue and you set up this fancy altar, nothing bad will ever happen to you. And that's not true. Life happens. Furnaces need inspected. Stuff breaks in your house. And it's tempting as a Lokean to always blame Loki, but stuff follows the natural order. The most I can tell you with certainty is that no matter what faith I've practiced, whether it was Christianity or, practicing voodoo or whatever, they usually work on the path of least resistance. So, like, let's say I was working with Papa Obu on the furnace. He could get someone here and he could keep the furnace running, perhaps, if there was something seriously wrong till the person got here. But he's not going to magically fix the furnace on his own. He can keep it running until you get to help and see that you have just enough to cover it, but he's not going to do any extras. It's very childish if I sit here and I scream and I cry and I say, well, you should be fixing it yourself by magic. And we can all fall into that. And I realize over the last year or so, just because I'm an adult and you can get overwhelmed, we can all tend to be childish. We can all tend to be childish and go, how come you just don't click your fingers and fix X, Y, or Z? Because they don't. Because nature, and because for whatever reason, for reasons we don't yet understand, the gods usually don't, come and subvert nature. Like I was born needing glasses. There's always a possibility of healing. I'm always open to miracles, but usually we don't see the gods just constantly coming in and, subverting nature, like the example of the furnace, or if you have a car or anything else you have, if you never maintain it, it wears down and it needs replaced. So you have two kind of options. Either never maintain it and break sooner and then you have to replace it sooner, which some people say, well, I save money, or you pay so much every time and you maintain it. Now, of course, even if you do maintain it, that is no, that's no promise that nothing will go wrong in the future either. And we all know that as adults. We've all, got the yearly inspections done. Something still goes wrong, right? And sometimes like 2 weeks after the inspection. But, we can all be childish in faith at times. And this feels, timely. And I'll admit I'll do it as much as anyone else. We will expect the gods to, say, do home repairs or to do car repairs or to do something. And sometimes miracles do happen. Sometimes they do, but the vast majority of the time, they're not going to supernaturally intervene. And we will just have to figure a way to fall back into a childlike faith, which is, this is scary and I don't want to pay for this, but it looks like you're going to make me, and figure our way through. So I think that's timely for a lot of us because, we've been fed all these stories, at least here in the US, about the stimulus checks and how much it would be. And there are people making up all sorts of amounts for like months now, almost for a year now, right? Of, oh, I can guarantee you the government's going to give us, $1,200 a month and it's going to be in back payments and you're going to get like $8,000 or $12,000. And here they're talking, the latest amount they're talking about is maybe 600, maybe. That'll be all you get if you're lucky. And it's like, well, what are you going to do? What are you gonna do? I will actually be surprised if they give us anything at all, except for maybe, coupons for Taco Bell or something. So, I hope that helps and it feels timely. Sometimes we have stuff go wrong in our life and we get mad and we get childish and we fall on the floor and we kick and we scream and we go, not fair. And you're right, it's not fair. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it happens. I'm saying stuff runs down. I'm saying we get sick. I'm saying people die. I say sometimes bad stuff happens to good people. But, the difference between a childlike faith and a childish faith is in a childish faith, we never get off the floor. We scream and we cry and we're not going to worship you anymore because you didn't do X, Y, or Z. And in childlike faith, you get up and you're still sad and you're still hurt, but you take care of things the best you can and you carry on. And maybe you never figure out why something happened, right? But it's the difference between maintaining a relationship with a God and losing it. And I think that the reason a lot of us left Christianity or left Catholicism or whatever we left is because we were brought up in that childish faith. That childish faith of give God enough money and nothing bad will ever happen. And that didn't work out too well for the rest of us, did it? And that's why we left. So, just some food for thought. And if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you later. Bye bye.